Everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Select 7-inch scale Thor Ragnarok movie Gladiator Hulk figure from Diamond Select Toys. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style we see with all the Marvel Select figures. You've got the figure clearly displayed. Off to the side you've got the name of the character, and down below you've got the Thor Ragnarok movie logo. On the side of the packaging you have some artwork for the character, and then on the back of the packaging we have some artwork up in the top corner for Thor and Hulk. Then we have a look at the actual figure, and then off to the side we have a bio. Also it tells us the figure was sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Okay, so first of all, we get two different pairs of hands with this figure. We get a pair of grip hands for holding the weapons that he comes with, and then we get a pair of closed-fisted hands. And with these hands, you've got the blue wrappings with the little knuckle plates on top, and you've got this metallic silver with a wash, so it looks like they're actual metal. So nice detailing on both sets of hands. Now it's kind of weird because I guess this is how it is in the movie and I never really noticed, but on the right hand it looks like the wrappings are purple, and then on the left hand the wrappings are blue, and it's the same with both sets of hands. So again, I guess he had actual different colored wrappings on the hands in the movie. I'd have to go back and double check that, but I'm assuming that is movie accurate. And switching out the hands is easy. You just pull off the hand you want to replace. You got the little peg on the hand and the hole on the arm, and then you just plug in the hand you want to replace it with, and it should pop right in and fits nice and tight. And the figure comes with the two weapons you see him use in the movie, the big hammer and the axe, and these are done pretty nicely. They're done with a hard plastic, so I like that better than like the ones that came with the Marvel Legend version, which were done with more of a rubber plastic and were kind of warped. So I like these weapons better. They're more solid, and you've got the metallic silver, and you've got a little bit of wash, so it looks like a little bit of rust on the weapons and stuff, but not as much as the Marvel Legend versions, which again I thought they kind of overdid that coloring. So I think the Marvel Select weapons do look better, and again you've got the wash on both the hammer and the axe. Now the axe is done, this is hollow plastic, so it's not that heavy. It's solid, so you don't have to worry about it being bent or warped or anything, but this is a hollow plastic, so it's not that heavy. And then you've got the darker color down here, and it kind of, the handle protrudes out more for the handle for the grip, and you've got some sculpting detail there. Same with the axe. So again, overall pretty nice detailing, and I like how this looks really pointy on the end of the axe, and the actual blade looks like it's pretty sharp. So again, nice detailing with these weapons, and they do look pretty true to how they appear in the movie. And as long as you have the grip hands on the figure, he'll hold both of the weapons in either hand, and he does hold them nice and tight. And then finally you get two different head sculpts with this figure. So the one that's attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging is this unhelmeted head, and I think Diamond Select Toys has done a pretty nice job with the sculpting and capturing the look of the Hulk from the Ragnarok movie. He's got the shorter hair, which is done with a dark charcoal type color, and then you've got the green skin, which matches the rest of the figure nicely with the white markings on the face. And I like how they've done the wrinkles, and I think the eyes look pretty good. Facial expression is pretty Hulk-like, so overall I think they've done a nice solid job with this head sculpt. Now to switch out the heads, it's easy. You just pop off the head you want to replace, and you do have to kind of pull pretty hard to get these heads to pop off on these figures. You have to kind of turn, so. And then once you pop off the head, then you pop on the second head, and again you have to kind of turn. You've got that ball joint, and so you have to kind of turn to get it to pop in. Popping in the head is, getting the head on is easier than getting it off. And then the second head sculpt is this helmeted head, and again I think they've done a pretty nice job. And I like how they've given us, instead of like the Marvel Legend version where it had the removable helmet, I think the helmet fits better when it's actually sculpted on the head, so I think it looks better. And I like the fact they just gave us the two different head sculpts as opposed to just making the helmet removable like we saw with the Marvel Legend version. And then you've got that metallic silver with a bronze type wash effect, so it looks like it's actual metal. And I like the sculpting detail on the helmet, and I like the red with the darker black towards the top of these feathers on the top of his helmet. And then these side pieces are actually done with a rubber type material, so you can kind of pull them away from the face if you want. And then the face itself looks very similar to the unhelmeted head, so it's almost the exact same facial expression and everything, and you got the white markings and stuff. And then for the figure itself, I think they've done a really nice job overall with the paint applications and sculpting details. So all the greens match really nicely, and then he's got the white markings here on his chest and on his arm. He's got this shoulder piece, which is a separate piece like we saw with, say, the Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure version. However, with this version, I don't think it's meant to be removable. It's much easier to remove on the Marvel Legend version. This one, again, it is a separate piece, so if you really wanted to get this off, you probably could, but it doesn't just like unsnap or anything like that. This shoulder pad is a harder plastic, and I like the wash effect, so it looks like it's dirty rusted metal, and then you've got the metallic blue on the end here, which kind of matches the blue wrappings on his left arm. And then you've got this skirt piece, which is done with a rubber material. Same with the straps on the shoulder. These are done with a rubber type material, which is done with a dark brown. And then you've got some white and some metallic silver throughout. And I like the skirt piece again. You've got the metallic silver for the buckle. You've got the purple, which matches the right arm on here. And then the dark brown color, which looks like actual leather. You've got nice sculpting detail on the back as well, and then he's wearing shorts underneath that, the dark brown shorts, which has some sculpting detail on it. And then even with the feet, you've got nice detailing with the shoes, and then you've got some purple mixed in on the back here. And I like the detailing on the shoes themselves with the little line work and everything. And you can see his toes, and they've even included some dirt underneath his toenails, which again is just a nice added touch. Also here on the chest section, they've sculpted some actual hair, which you don't see like on the Marvel Legend version, so that's a nice added detail. And then on the legs as well, it looks like they've got a little extra sculpting that looks like, you know, he's got some hair on his legs. Also, I like the sculpting detail with these metal plates that go down his left arm. The metal is a little bit different color than the shoulder pad, so it looks like, you know, it's definitely kind of a mismatch of different armor pieces that he's thrown on. And definitely these look like they're actual metal, so I really like that detailing with the wash effect and everything. So overall, like I said, this figure looks really good. Okay, so this figure stands with the helmeted head, if you count to the top of his helmet, just under 10.5 inches tall. And here's a comparison with the Hasbro Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure. Now this is a 6-inch scale figure and the Marvel Select is a 7-inch scale figure, so no surprise that the Marvel Select is bigger. And then finally, here's a comparison with some Hasbro Marvel Legend Thor Ragnarok figures. So we've got Thor himself, Valkyrie, and Loki. And even though these are 6-inch scale figures, I think they actually work pretty well with this 7-inch scale Hulk figure, since Hulk is a bigger dude. Okay, so for articulation on this figure, you can turn the head to the left and to the right, and he really can't look down very much, and he can only look up about that much. You can also pivot the head to the left and to the right. With the arms, you can get the arms out about that much, and then with the right arm, you've got good rotation. With the left arm, because of the shoulder pad, you can really only do the arm forward and back, but you can't get it all the way over his head. You do have a bicep swivel with these. Now with this left arm, because of the armor plating, that's limited. That rotation, you can only rotate about that much. You get a single hinged elbow with these, so you don't get a lot of elbow bending with these. That's about as much as you can bend the elbow. And then you've got rotation with the wrist, and then you've got the hinges on the hand, so up and down movement there. He's got a midsection joint, so he can rotate there at the midsection, and you can pivot a little bit to the left and right, but not a whole lot. And you really don't get any kind of crunch forward movement with this figure or back movement there. He also has a waist swivel, so you get the rotation there at the waist as well. With the legs, he can do the splits only about that much, and then he can only do his leg forward about that much, and then you can get his leg back about that much. He does have a thigh swivel. You get a double jointed knee, so he can bend his knee about that much. And then with the feet, you do have hinges, so you got some up and down movement there with the feet, and you do have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So that's my review. So overall, I think this is a really nice figure that Diamond Select Toys has given us. I really like the sculpting detail, and the paint applications are solid. I like the quality of the weapons on this one, and if I had to choose between this one and the Marvel Legend version, I would say I would definitely go with this Marvel Select. Even though it is a 7-inch scale figure, I think it goes nicely with the 6-inch Marvel Legends. And the only area where the Marvel Legends is maybe a hair better is with articulation. animation in the midsection. You can kind of crunch forward more with the Marvel Legend version, but overall I would say they're pretty close to even in the articulation department, and just the added detail and everything about the Marvel Select, again, I would say that's the nicer of the two figures. Now this Marvel Select figure is available now. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.